Hello, everyone from Chelsea Fan TV. I hope you're all doing very, very well. Welcome back to another live stream. Today, I don't want to say this is the day where I say I told you so to a lot of Chelsea fans, but I feel like I have been telling you. So let's not rub it in. For those of you who have just realised, our manager is not capable of managing our football club. You are forgiven. You are forgiven. It's not your problem. It's his job. It's not our job. It's his job. And he's not good enough. He's not capable of managing a football club of our stature. He's not capable of understanding the thought process behind the fan base. You can't comprehend the idea of not accepting that dropping points consistently on a week-by-week basis, playing passive, uninspiring football is not going to cut it. Forget at the highest level, because what level are we right now? We are certainly not the highest level. We're far, far from it. We are now at a stage with this football club where, look, this stuff always went beyond Maresca. Understand that. But he's here. And I run a Chelsea fan channel. So people going, oh, you can't talk badly about the manager. Give him 3 years. Give him 2 years. Give him a season. Give him another one. Let him finish it out. It's not over till it's over. Champions League was over against Brentford. It's over. It was over a week ago. And some people still cling on to the belief that this man is capable of moving us in the right direction. Now, that may not be wrong. That might not be wrong. I might be right in saying he's capable of moving us in a direction. But it's not the right one. It's the wrong direction. It's the downtrend. If you invest in Maresca as a stock right now, you short. For those of you who don't know what short means, it means you bet that it's going to fucking go downhill. It's not going to go up in value. It's going to go down. Maresca's stock is low. Now, some people, if you really believe in this manager, you will invest in the Maresca stock right now while everyone's speaking about it. Everyone's saying how rubbish he is. Where was this talk a couple of weeks ago? I've been saying this for months. I've been saying this since City away. Brighton was when I really lost it with this manager. And for some reason, there are still fans that back this clown. And they accept this mentality that the manager has implemented, that the owners allowed, that the directors hired, and that we, the fans, accepted initially. And some of us have woken up. Some people from the get-go, they didn't trust what they were saying. And you watch these channels, I'm guessing you do. You know exactly what I'm talking about. And there's other channels that have said give it a little bit of time. I put myself in that category, in that bracket. Time is absolutely essential for a lot of managers to implement what they want. And I'm not going to sit here and say that Maresca doesn't deserve time, because he does deserve time in his own right. He's a manager like any other. But Chelsea's just not the right club for him. He is at the wrong club. Or maybe he's at the right club and we're just not the Chelsea that we think we are. And actually, this is all some sick facade that we've been playing along with, thinking that all of these young players will develop into players that will play for Chelsea in the future. And we'll see this great dynasty of players coming through, picking the best ones out of Strasbourg, investing in young talents nobody else is willing to take the gamble on. What if we're just gambling full stop? I mean, anyone knows the statistics of what happens when you gamble. How often do you make your money? The answer is, majority of times, you lose. And Well, Phil, Paul, you said it yourself. Look, Leicester fans weren't upset when this guy left. And any Chelsea fan that thinks they're going to be like, who's going to be upset when this guy gets sacked? If he gets sacked, that's the concerning part of this conversation. We're not even saying like he's going to get sacked. We don't even know. I mean, it's rubbish. I'm tired. I'm absolutely tired. Oh, by the way, let me know in the chat as well about the mic audio. This is a brand new mic. I thought, screw it. Let's invest in a new mic. And for those of you as well, I wanted to get the stream up as early as I could. So I didn't have enough time to set up the webcam, but I did buy a new webcam as well. So the next stream I do will have a nice webcam as well. The quality on screen will be better. But yeah, let me know how the microphone quality is. Is it too sensitive? Can you not hear me well enough? Is there any background noise? Can you hear me clicking my mouse? It all helps, guys. I do appreciate any feedback. Big up to you, Jordan. I hope you're doing well. Kieran says, sack this fraud. Big up to Stephen as well. He says, Maresca is basically a tool, blaming Clown Lake for hiring and our two Stooges directors. We were fucked since day one of Clown Lake's ownership. Jordan says, he's always deluded in the press conference saying we were good enough. Look yourself in the mirror, Maresca. There's a lot of reflection that needs to happen. And I don't understand how people can't smell the coffee here. Like, how can you not appreciate that this manager, what makes you think this manager's good enough? Where are you seeing it? I'm not seeing it. Where are you seeing that this manager is the guy to look? What the fuck are you seeing, guys? Oh God. Microphone's okay. Good. I'm glad to hear that. We're going to be talking about Maresca today, guys, for those of you who haven't already seen. So if you want to sit here and listen to what I have to say about Enzo Maresca, stay tuned for the whole show. It's only an hour. I don't do 2 hours. We don't really do the whole 2-3 hour streams like everyone else because we stream ideally twice a day. So we keep it consistent. And I just want to get my point across. I don't need 2 hours to get my point across. I needed 6 minutes for my last fan cam because unfortunately the camera was going to run out of charge. So I would have loved to have rambled on for another 10, but that was the situation I was in. So you got to get what you can while you can. But it was interesting listening to what a lot of fans had to say and just reading the titles of the videos, which, well, I titled them, obviously, but I quote what people say. And it's mad. It's so negative. Lewis's reaction. I mean, thank God he's woken up to it. He said that he does not blame anyone who says get rid of Maresca. He cannot argue with that. And I say to Lewis, I'm glad you appreciate that. I really am. Me and Lewis, we've disagreed on managers a lot. We didn't agree on Poch, and we haven't agreed on Maresca. Both different scenarios where I thought we should have kept Poch. He was glad that we sacked him. And I don't think Maresca's good enough, and he seems to have believed in this process a little bit more than I have. And I think that people are starting to wake up to the fact that when you have an average structure around your football club, an average environment, Maresca likes to talk a lot about environments. We're going to talk about that as well. Everything else seems to become a little bit average. Don't you notice that? Is this a coincidence that things start to just be average ever since these owners have come in? I don't think this is a coincidence. As far as I'm concerned, this is what we've asked for by backing this manager and by allowing the structure to get away with. This is just criminal. It's murder of a football club as far as I'm concerned, because you are slitting the throat of Chelsea by allowing the standards to drop so much. How could you hire a championship manager and think that it was going to turn out any better than when you had a manager who had already won Chelsea the Club World Cup and the Super Cup and the Champions League and got us to the final of the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup? Always got us in a Champions League position in the Premier League as well. How could you think they would be any better than that? How could you? Even Graham Potter, I was saying this on the fan cam, his CV is more trustworthy than Maresca. I trust Graham Potter more than Maresca. Graham Potter has got another Premier League job, by the way. He's worked at 3 clubs now in the Premier League: Brighton, Chelsea, West Ham. How long he lasts is one thing. Do you think any other Premier League clubs are offering Maresca this job? Do you think they want passive football? Do you think they want this? This is not what any football club wants. Leicester fans didn't want it. They finished top of the league and they didn't fucking want it. Why should we as Chelsea fans accept this? And Lawrence Stewart and Paul Winstanley absolutely have a part to play. No doubt in my mind. They are incompetent, and the job that they have been asked to do is actually an impossible job. So it's strange, really, because in a way, I feel for them just like I feel for Maresca, because you're clearly not capable of handling the pressure at this football club. But everything trickles down from the top, okay? And it's like anything. Sometimes you speak to companies, yeah? Let's just say you're phoning up 3, right? My phone bill, whatever. Or pay my phone bill, or been double charged. That's happened plenty of times. And you call these people in customer service and they've got this script. Yeah, listen, I've got a problem. I've been double charged. And they start reading the script. Whatever's on that script does not solve the issue that you're trying to address. And that's what these owners have done with Paul Winstanley and Lawrence Stewart. And that's what Paul Winstanley and Lawrence Stewart have done with Maresca. Paul Winstanley and Lawrence Stewart have been asked to do what they've been asked to do. Yeah, they've been asked to buy players that can be flipped for a profit, who are young, on low salaries, who can be potentially good players in the long haul, right? And this is where being owned by private equity has its flaws. Because that's the situation we're in. We're in a situation where we are now a selling club because we cannot achieve Champions League football to generate revenue. We are going to have to find other ways to do that. And the only way you can prove free operating cash flow is with the sale of players for a profit. And that is the only profitable model in the Premier League. I want to just tell you this right now. Tottenham are not a profitable club. Liverpool are not a profitable club. Man United are not a profitable club. None of them are profitable, okay? Like United, the money goes to the Glazers. That doesn't mean United are profitable, because they're losing money. That's why they needed the cash injection from Jim Radcliffe, because they're running out of money. He said it himself. They were going to go bankrupt. The business isn't going well. Chelsea is a business that's failing on and off the pitch. We are losing money and we're crap. And we're still cutting costs. And guess what? Season ticket prices are still going to go up. This is the situation we are in, guys. And there is no better way to understand what I'm talking about than to listen to the man himself and really, try and understand the feelings around the club right now. Fucking hell. I just want you to know I haven't actually watched this, guys. I haven't watched it. I'm watching this for the first time like you. This is after the game. He said, we conceded because of the environment. That's what Maresca said. I haven't even heard him say it, so I'm not going to comment. I've got plenty of time. Let's...
Your take on the game, what didn't work for you guys?
I think we start quite well, creating chances. And then when they scored the first goal, the game completely changed, the dynamic of the game. I think for 20-25 minutes until the first half, we were not good enough, especially defensively, because the 2 goals we conceded, both from our mistake. And then second half, we just come back in the game.
Well, we didn't come back, though, did we? Because we didn't fucking win. But I know what you mean. We got a draw, but apparently that's good enough.
There was a lot of heads in hands with putting your head in your hands with the chances that were going by at the end. Just how big does it feel not having those 2 points given the...
Yeah, no, it's as I said at the beginning, it's tough. It's tough because even the first 20 minutes, at this stage of the season against these kind of teams, if you are able to score the first one, the game completely changed in your side. Unfortunately,
He's true. He's right there. If you score the first goal against Ipswich, it's a totally different game. All right, it's a totally different game if we score, but we didn't. We went 2-0 down.
We missed chances and then we concede, and I think the team was not good enough for indifferent things, and this is where we need to give one step forward and react in the right way.
In terms of the way they were playing, or a mentality thing?
No. In terms of, I think we lost a little bit confidence because we concede, probably because the environment, and this is the moment that you have to continue.
Thing.
No. In terms of, I think we lost a little bit confidence because we concede, probably because the environment, and this is the moment.
Oh God. I hate this manager. I hate him. How can you not hate him? Honest to God. He is absolutely crap. I've never hated a manager so much in my life. I've never hated a manager. I've literally never hated a manager for Chelsea. I've never hated a manager. I didn't hate Potter. Certainly didn't hate Lampard. I haven't hated anyone. I just despise the way he speaks. I despise it. It is not the way you talk about. It's just not the way you talk when you're managing a top team. How do you speak like that? There's no fucking accountability. The guy has no balls. Address the concerns. If you're concerned about the atmosphere in the stadium, don't worry. The owners are sorting that out. Vivid Seats are addressing that. That's being directly addressed. Trust me. At one point, you won't have a toxic stadium to be a part of because all of the match-going fans are going to be priced out. That is not a concern that you should be worrying about as the manager. Maybe you should think to yourself, why is the environment toxic? And who created the toxic environment? Because Chelsea fans don't fucking play. We watch. So if we don't like what we're seeing, maybe it's because what we're seeing isn't good enough. And then people say, well, no, the system's great. We played great football at the beginning of the season. Okay, fine. Results. People were like, oh, we're winning ugly, but we're winning. We can't be Ipswich. Champions League is done. It is finished. And that is because we have this coach in charge. I'm sorry. His mentality is like a twig. You can break it. You can't even fit it in your hand. It's weak. It's weak. He is weak. His style of football is weak. His communication skills are weak. People said to me when I criticized the way he was talking in the press that he's not a great communicator like we saw from Tuchel, for example. He's not a great communicator. I'm sorry. You're a manager. Your job is to communicate because you're not kicking the ball. Your job is to tell other people what to do on the pitch. So how can we, what are we allowed to criticize as fans? What are we allowed to criticize? Because we can't talk about the way he speaks because he's not English. We can't talk about his style of play because it was so great 6 months ago. I can't talk about his CV because that's irrelevant. I mean, Jesus, man. It's ridiculous, honestly. And these clowns gave him a fucking 6-year deal. It's a fucking joke.
In terms of the way they were playing, or a mentality thing?
No. In terms of, I think we lost a little bit confidence because we concede, probably because the environment, and this is the moment that you have to to continue doing the right things and don't change plan. Also because we are a team that most of the times our goal kick we start from playing short. The second goal we decide to play long because the environment of the.
You said the environment again.
So you have to be strong. You have to continue with the things that you are doing.
Oh, mate, he's talked about the environment twice now. Twice. Nothing about. What about the fact that your keeper is crap and you choose him? I mean, Jesus. Let's see what the comments are saying, guys. I'm going to read through. I am going to read through. Evening, Alex. As soon as the manager says anything like he did about the fans, like he did, he needs to go. Absolutely correct, my friend. Could not agree with you more, Tom. Steve says the players have gotten worse under him. I've been saying this. Most of the players have regressed under this manager. Some have improved, as any manager would improve some players. But if you can only point out 3 or 4 players and you've got a squad of 15 or 16, that is not a positive. That is a net negative. That is a low percentage of the players. You're telling me that every other player within the squad did not improve or got worse. Now, obviously, there's new signings as well, but I would argue that they're probably better than what we had. So probably should be playing better because they're better quality. Neto is a good example of that. Poch would have fucking loved that guy. But again, it's not even about Pochettino. Like, everyone rubs it in my face. They're like, oh, you wish you could have Pochettino. But like, no, it's done. It's done. I've moved past that. Do I think it was the wrong decision? Yeah, I think it probably was. I think we should have kept the guy. I'm not saying he was proper Chelsea or anything like that, but I think he was capable of leading a young team and progressing us. I never said he was the manager who's going to win us lots of trophies. I didn't say that, but we can't even finish top 4. And you're talking about trophies. Trophies? Top 4 is a trophy at this rate. I'm sorry. Top 4 is a bigger trophy than the Conference League, and we prioritise the Conference League. Do you know how pathetic you have to be as a manager to prioritise a competition where you actually will win, not should win. You will win with your B team. You will win. You can win with such a weak team. And fans will still be really chuffed. Like, of course we will. We'll be happy that we picked up a Conference League trophy. Like, as fans, we support the team through thick and thin. We deserve to celebrate, like any fan base. At West Ham, obviously, we're very happy. In a different circumstance, but whichever club wins the Conference League would be very happy. Like, it doesn't matter if you're Chelsea or if you're whichever other team. Like, it means a lot to win a trophy, okay? And it's nice to see that the players can achieve something that will forever be in the history books of the club, and the fan base can look upon that with a lot of pride. Maybe you watched it on the telly, maybe you're in the pub, maybe you went to the final and you got to experience that. These are once in a lifetime opportunities for a lot of fans. And a lot of the time they carry some serious weight, but the Conference League just doesn't do that. Like, it's still going to be a nice memory if we win it. And I say if now, I don't say when. Although I would argue it's harder not to win it than it is to win it. But the way this manager sets us up, he does not set us up in a way to win. He sets us up in a way to play the way that he wants us to play. And if we don't play the way he wants us to play, then he's not happy. That means that we could be 3-0 down, playing the type of football that he wants, and he wouldn't complain. Because the problem that he just said, he said 2 things. He said it was the environment twice, and he said it was because the goalkeeper went long, which he doesn't like. Okay, now, obviously, Sanchez is a poor goalkeeper. Let's not kid ourselves into thinking that just because he goes long, that's the only way he makes mistakes. Do we not remember Brighton? Do we not remember all these other games where he's cost us as a goalkeeper? He's cost us points. I know he had a good game against, what's their name? Oh, fucking Tottenham. Is it Tottenham? Yeah. Rubbish Tottenham, mate. Oh, I know he had a good game then, but like, it's like any manager. It's just, and player, it's not good enough. I'm sorry. You've got to do better. You've got to be more consistent. How can you expect us as a fan base to support what we are seeing? Of course, we're going to support the team. Of course we are. But do we really feel connected with the players? Like I spoke to someone yesterday before the game. We both agreed that we should have easily beat Ipswich. I said 2-0 or 3-0 or something like that. And he was, he said, I just don't know what I'm going to expect, but you'd expect to win against a team that's guaranteed relegation. He said he doesn't feel connected to any of the players. And I ask you this, guys, like I say to you, if I was to name players within the Chelsea squad, and I was to say to you, do you feel connected to this player? Like when we talk about connections, you can think of players off the top of your head. Those are players you're clearly connected with, because when I say it, they come into your head. Do you feel connected to Robert Sanchez? Do you feel connected to Tosin or Badia Shiel or Levi Colwell, Trevor Chalobah? Do you feel connected to Malagusto, Wesley Fofana, Josh Achimpong? Do you feel connected to Dewsbury Hall or Amari Kellyman? Do you feel like these players really represent our club to the best of their abilities? And this is what our club deserves, with players like Amugu and Lavia, Neto, Madueke, Mudryk, Jackson, Sancho and Kunku. Are those the kind of players that you want to represent your football club? If you're happy with that, then congratulations, you've got that. If you're not, then you're in the same boat as me, because I don't feel very connected to what I'm seeing at the moment. And I struggle to see how anyone can feel connected to this. Results isn't everything, but it's something. And that's a part of success. Of course, it's a huge part of success. If you don't get results, you don't get points. If you don't get points, you don't have, you can't win and be successful as a football team. But the style of play is also important, and the way you communicate. And I think at the moment, all three of those things are not in Maresca's favour. The way he communicates, he's lost the fan base. The way he plays, he's lost the match-going fans. And the results aren't going his way. So, we've been on a downward trend in 2025. This is nothing new. This is not a new scenario. This is who we are right now. And it's sad to say, really. But right, let's. I don't want to interrupt him too much. I've got to get 6 minutes through this, so I won't interrupt as much.
Enzo, I just wanted to ask you about that specifically with the second goal, because it felt like after the first goal went in, the crowd, the atmosphere, everything changed. Is it an issue with the players and how they responded to that? Do you want more from the supporters in that moment? And you mentioned also the goal kick. I presume that's not something you wanted to see.
No, it's just for sure not, but I can understand, because probably we conceded the goal. They decide to play long ball, but sometimes, I said many times, sometimes you go long doesn't mean that you are going to control something. And the second goal we conceded is for that. And then in terms of fans, I said many times, we are stronger with our fans. We are a better team, and it's up to them to decide the way. For sure, today probably, with 0-1, 0-2, it's normal to be in the way they were.
Simon?
Enzo, with Chelsea having a pretty tough run in, how costly could this result be? And the fact that only 1 point from 2 games against Ipswich, could these results sort of, are you worried that you could come back to on these 2 games being the difference between Champions League?
Yeah. At the end of the season, we see, hopefully not for us, but I think we are going from now on but the same the other 6-7 clubs that we are involved in Champions League spot. I think we are going to win games, but at the same time we are going to draw points, because it's normal for sure.
No, Enzo, it's not normal. It is not normal. How? Oh, God. Enzo, it's not normal. And you shouldn't say we're going to drop points. How the fuck can you say that? We can't drop points. We're fighting for top 4 here. How can... Look, let's understand something very clearly, Enzo. All right? We are now in a situation, okay? We are lingering in 6th place. This is the table. Because of our 2 points dropped, We are now behind Man City and Newcastle. Okay, that's what that Ipswich game has done to us. It has fucked us. Okay, because we are no longer in a position of control. And Enzo Maresca loves being in control of the ball. But we are not in control, guys. We are not in control because, look, I think it would be a miracle for Forest to slip off, if I'm honest with you. I think that the confidence that they have within their team and their manager, I think they will do it. I really do. They're such a hard team to beat. They've got that graft. And also, like, Nuno's done that before at Wolves, where he's got European football with a team that you just didn't expect it and over-delivered. And I think he will do it at Forest. He's a very underrated manager. He's not necessarily built for clubs like, Tottenham, for example, where they try and play this attractive style of football. But I think he is built for clubs that a little bit like Emery. You don't necessarily expect them to win things and do as well as they do. But if they have good enough players, then you can get some good results. Newcastle, they've got a game in hand on us. City, they've got Guardiola, Villa, Emery. Like, they're all sniffing around, guys. Where do you see the points coming from? Where do you see them coming from? I don't know where you see, because if they're not coming against Ipswich, where can you, like, we're doing some critical thinking here. Ipswich are bottom of the barrel. If you look at their results in the last sort of 5 games, it's all red except for Chelsea. It's all red. Like, we give them a chance. I mean, they're not staying up, but you know what I mean? It's like, come on, guys. Really? You can't beat Ipswich. I mean, we beat Southampton, we beat Leicester, but I think that Ipswich is a game that Ian McKenna's just got Maresca's number and had his number in the Championship as well. If I'm not wrong, he beat him in the Championship as well. He got the double over him there. So there's no new surprise in the Premier League in that sense. Now, when we look at the different teams out there, let's really dive into this a little bit. Let's dive into it, okay? Because I'm happy to speak about it. Villa, this is the run-in that they have. Okay. They got Newcastle, they got Man City, they got Fulham, they got Bournemouth, they got Tottenham, they got United. Actually quite a difficult run-in a lot of ways. The last 2 games, I think they'll be fine. Bournemouth, I think they'll be fine. Fulham, I think they'll be fine. But these 2 games are going to be critical for Villa. In an ideal world, we want a draw and a draw. That will suit Chelsea very, very well. Will that happen? I don't know. Okay, so that's Villa's running. Then you move to Manchester City, and you say, okay, what have you got going on? Everton, they'll win. Villa, hoping for a draw. Wolves, they'll win. Southampton, they'll win. Bournemouth, they'll probably win. That's at home. Fulham, they'll win. So Man City, I see Man City winning most of these games. Maybe not Villa. That's probably the only one. But I expect them to get 1, 2, 3, 4 wins. 5 wins, probably, if they include it. Actually, I don't know. Like, it's all a guessing game, isn't it? It's just good to understand who they are. So that's who City have. What about Newcastle? Palace, Villa, Ipswich, Brighton, us, Arsenal, Everton. And then you got Nottingham Forest. Spurs, Brentford, Palace, Leicester, West Ham, us. That's probably the easiest running out of all of them. So I honestly don't think that Nottingham Forest bottle this. It's a very winnable run of games. So again, that's just me reiterating when he talks about, when Enzo Maresca says like it's normal to drop points. So are you insinuating that it's normal for Chelsea to not finish in the top 4? or in the top 5 or in a Champions League position? Like, is that the standard that we now accept at this club? Is that what we're accepting? I think the answer is yes, because he's just said it. So I think it's fairly obvious. I don't have to spell it out. But the table is a clear downward trend. And we are currently on 54 points with about, 5-6 games left to play. What were we on last season? So we finished 6th on 63 points. Do you think Chelsea finish on more points this season than we did last season? Do you think we finish in a better league position? We finished 6th last year. Do you think we can finish above 6th this year? So let me know. Let me know what you think, guys. I'm very intrigued to see what you think.
Yeah. At the end of the season, we see. Hopefully not for us, but I think we are going from now on but the same the other 6-7 clubs that we are involved in Champions League spot. I think we are going to win games, but at the same time we are going to draw points because it's normal. For sure, probably today you don't expect to draw points, especially in the way you start the game, because in the way we start again was, I think, for all of us was just matter of when they're gonna score, and then we concede the goal and completely change all the dynamic of the game.
Dom.
And so you mentioned how dominant we've been in the first 20 minutes before the Ipswich opening goal. But what happened in that period between
Respect to Betis and Fiorentina, especially if we're playing them.
For all of that period, you sort of lost some control. The players maybe lost some direction. What happened there, and how did you manage to restore it a little bit at half time?
No, yeah, I think both goals we concede, both we can defend better. But if you analyze both goals, the first goal is from Enzo, long ball, lose the ball, we concede. Second one is goal kick, long ball, we concede. Probably we lost a little bit confidence, because we were in control, we were playing well. The goal we concede, probably the players, they lost a little bit, confidence inside the pitch, because it's a game that you must win game. You have to win. So when you see yourself 1-0 down, probably, but this is in that moment. My message half time was just that, guys. Now is the moment that we need to react. We cannot continue in the way we were in the last 20-25 minutes of first half.
And how would you reflect on how the second half went for Chelsea?
I think second half we were our team. We were in the way, creating many chances, playing the opposite side. We were much more dynamic. We were much more, I think, better second half.
We'll do 2 more, Jacob and John.
Why do you think that the environment, you say, has become an issue here?
But I didn't say that the environment is an issue for us, because I always said that with our fans, with us, we are a better team. They have been there all season, on my way. For sure, today, in a moment that we are in a difficult moment, you can expect them that they are not happy, but in the same moment, probably is the moment that we need the players, especially the players that they are inside the pitch, is the moment that they probably need more support.
John.
Jadon Sancho obviously scored a high-quality equaliser. How would you sum up his loan spell so far, and what are the chances of him staying on next season?
Yeah, no, he's doing well. Today we decided to start with the Pedro and Noni. Noni is back from injury, scored twice the other day. Pedro is doing well, and Jadon is playing almost every game. The idea was to refresh a little bit with him, knowing that he's going to give us a good moment, goal, assist, and issue in the second half. And then for the future, to be honest, now is the moment. With 1 month to go, it's just the focus is about how we can finish, and then we have time to decide.
Super.
There you have it. So that's our manager. That's what he had to say. And take what you want from it. It's just terrible, isn't it? He blamed the fans for his own mistakes. Alex, if we get Europa and Strasbourg, get Champions League, are the owners going to prioritise them over us? No, because Chelsea is a brand, and that's what they care about. They don't care about the football. They care about the brand. And the Chelsea brand is a great brand. It's a winning brand. It's a successful brand. It's a classy brand. Best part of London. We're from West London. We've won everything. We're going to win the Conference League. We can literally say we've won everything. We've had the best managers. We've had the best owner. We've had the best supporters. I think Chelsea have always been known for having probably the best away fans in the league. Although in recent years, that's probably gone downhill, to be honest with you. Maybe Vivid Seats has a part to play in that. Maybe that's just because a lot of fans are sick and tired of what they're watching. Maybe that's part of the reason as well. But no, I don't think that Strasbourg will be prioritised over Chelsea. I don't think that will be the case at all. Yeah. Not to worry, mates. Todd Meatloaf, Bowley, and Siri Merchant will buy us more kids this summer. Happy days. Take me to kindergarten. That's it. Brilliant. Yes, Alex, how dare Maresca blame the fans for his mistake of Chalobah missing a sitter? I mean, he is the one who selected Chalobah, who's not a right back, and played him as a right back. And Chalobah was also one of the culprits in the goal we conceded. So, yeah, I think that's a fair point. Probably would blame Maresca for that player. Just like Sanchez is the one who gave the ball away for the goal. Like, doesn't Maresca choose the goalkeeper as well? He could easily choose Jorgensen, but he chooses Sanchez. So, I don't know what's so hard to comprehend about the fact that the manager is the culprit ultimately for the problems that we have within this team. It's really not rocket science. You don't have to analyze it very much. So that is the latest when it comes to the quotes that we've heard from the manager. That is the latest that we've heard. Like, at this rate, guys, honestly, if you're sick and tired of watching Chelsea, just watch Baller League. I don't know if you've ever watched Baller League. I've been watching it, actually. It's every Monday. And it's this YouTube thing that they made. It's like a six-a-side sort of tournament. I thought it was a load of waffle. I thought it was a load of rubbish. But I actually sat down and watched it the other day. It was really good. I really liked watching it. It's very entertaining. So if you are bored of Chelsea, maybe watch Baller League. You can watch both. Baller League's every Monday. So that's my recommendation for you guys. Watch a bit of Baller League. You don't have to like the YouTubers to appreciate it. Like, I don't really watch the guys, but yeah. There you go. He's watching Baller League as well, Tom. Mate, honestly, it's brilliant, isn't it? It's good fun. How many devices do you have? Or have you got the TV on and then the stream on as well at the same time? I don't blame you. So, yeah, I mean, that's what we have at the moment. We've got some transfer news as well that's come out very recently, and it's about Liam Delap. It's between Chelsea and Manchester United now for Liam Delap, according to Fabrizio Romano. So those are the two clubs that are competing for Liam Delap's signature. There are two areas where this transfer can be won. The first one is simply the club itself and what the club has to offer. I'm talking football now. The second thing is the finances. Okay. And I think that when it comes to those two aspects, Chelsea have a lot to offer and United have a lot to offer. Because I know Jim Ratcliffe's cutting costs at Manchester United. One thing that I don't think that he's going to be doing is he's not going to stop spending money on players when he knows that that's what they need to upgrade this team. And I will say this, I think Liam Delap would absolutely suit what Ruben Amorim's doing. I think that's a really good fit in terms of profile, probably a better fit than Maresca, although Liam Delap is what Chelsea need. I'm just talking about the managers. Like I see Liam Delap as more of a Amorim player than a Maresca player, because he's a player that you want to get to hold up the ball, cause havoc. You don't necessarily have as much possession in games. He can help you counter. He wins penalties. I think Man United would appreciate that. But from our side, we look at what we have with Jackson, and he just doesn't give us an aerial threat. He doesn't give us a box presence, and that is what Liam Delap brings. Now, I would say that potentially you could look at playing both of the players together. You could have Jackson and Delap, and I wouldn't have an issue with it. I don't think there's anything wrong with having those two players. I think they honestly complement each other quite well. But the one thing I don't see Chelsea doing that I can see United doing is I don't think Chelsea will pay the wage. I do not see Chelsea offering this guy a ridiculous amount of money. He's on about 45 grand a week at Ipswich. How much do Chelsea offer? Realistically, 120, 150 max. But anything above 130 would take him above Cole Palmer, our best player. So, that's where it gets a little bit strange, because I'm thinking if you're playing your best player 130 grand, you've just given him a contract extension as well. So like a 9-year deal. And you come in and give Liam Delap 150 grand a week. I think that immediately messes up just the dynamic, because I do think your best players should earn the most. I think that's just how I think. But it doesn't really work like that with us, because Nkunku's one of our higher earners, and Ben Chilwell is, and Fofana, who's always injured, is one of our highest earners. And then you've got Totten, who's on 120 grand a week, and Palmer's on 130. So where do you put Liam Delap on that list if we were to sign him? In terms of his stats, this is what we've got from Liam Delap in the Premier League. 31 appearances, 12 goals, and 2 assists. He's been in the starting 11 for Ipswich 91% of the time. Played 82% of the minutes available, and he's been involved in 42% of the goals that have been scored whilst he's been on the pitch. So that's a 14 GA in 31 games. That's almost a 50% conversion. I think that's pretty damn good for a club like Ipswich. If he gets to 15, I think that's a great season for that player. Also, one thing I want to highlight as well is the yellow cards. He's got a fair few yellow cards. He's got no reds. This is a player who can keep his discipline, doesn't get sent off, doesn't get second yellows. And I like players that walk on that line, that fine line, and still manage to be physical and get away with it. I think he's very good at doing that. In the FA Cup, that's his stats. In the Carabao Cup, not much to really judge off. But that's Liam Delap right there. That's him. I don't see Chelsea paying 130k either. I don't really see that happening. They'll double his salary, 100k, and call it a day. He'll take it. But what if United offer 160? Because that's a realistic deal for United. That's actually a cheap deal for United. They're paying all these players 200, 250 grand, a lot of money. So you're talking about almost a 50% more a club like Man United, where the footballing project might not look as good based on where they are right now, but the finances, we've heard that the finances will make a difference on this deal. Maybe that's something that we should consider. And that could play in our favor if we're talking about all these other players, the Osmans, the Corcoran, and we're haggling over a player like Delap because the wages are too high. Maybe that's because we're not willing to pay 150k for a player unless he is a top player. And then we do go out and spend the money on Osman and negotiate a better deal, but still a deal that, makes a compromise. Maybe that's one way of doing it. SGM says if Delap has any sense, he will avoid Chelsea at all costs. Fair, but why would you want to go to United then? They're even more toxic than we are. Jesus, they're in the mud. Also, some more breaking news for you guys. We now know who the referee is going to be against Fulham on Sunday. Anthony Taylor is going to be refereeing that game. So feast your eyes on another refereeing masterclass. And yes, that's where we are at the moment. Also, big up to Chelsea under 21s as well, who are 3-1 up against Crystal Palace at the moment. For those of you who don't know, the under 21s, it's actually 4-1. We just got another goal recently. We're into added time now. The game should be done at any moment. Goals from Antwi, Mukanelli, Stutter, and Elise as well. No clean sheet. But what is interesting, guys, just sorry to break it up for a second. Look at the possession stats of the under 21s. That is very different to what we see in the men's team. But it doesn't necessarily make a difference. You still have more shots. You still have more shots. You can still create more possessions and everything. I think that is something Enzo Maresca can learn from. 4-2. Now Palace have scored. Brilliant. There you go. Big up to the under 21s. But yes, Anthony Taylor is going to be the ref. Put in the chat your favorite experience of Anthony Taylor. And when I say your favorite, obviously I'm being sarcastic. What do you think? What do you think, Anthony Taylor? Which game do you think he's robbed us the most? You think Michael Oliver is worse than Anthony Taylor? Got to disagree on that one, mate. Don't think that's the case. I'm not going to lie to you. Jack says we can easily lose 2 players in the squad on 70k a week, like in Kunku, etc. And those wages are for an Osman. We don't need extra squad players who offer us nothing. It's true, but I do think the Lap would offer us something. I think he would benefit this team. I mean, if you were to place Mark Guillou with Liam Delap, then you immediately get probably an extra 15 goals. So I think that certainly has some weight. That carries weight. And that also takes some of the pressure off Jackson, because if they both score 15, then that's 30 GA. And that's not including assists. They're both perfectly capable of getting 15 goals. I'm sure Jackson got 15 last season. And Delap's currently on 12 with 2 assists. So I think he's probably capable of getting to 15 this season as well, with a much, much worse team. So I don't buy this notion that Delap doesn't benefit Chelsea. I feel like he actually does help the club. Will says, can't believe I'm bothering turning up to Fulham away to be met with an inevitable 2-0 loss. I hope it's nothing like what we experienced a couple of years ago. My God. Do you remember when Potter was there and we got absolutely thrashed? And Joe Felix, he got sent off, didn't he, on his debut? He got a bloody red card. I remember that. So, yeah, that's the long and the short of it with regards to Liam Delap and the manager as well. For those of you who haven't already known, I mean, this is kind of obvious. So when we say the pressure's on the manager, this is the fans putting that pressure on, because the ownership are not putting any pressure on this gaffer. He is safe, and there is no consideration of another managerial change. Full focus on the running. So we are going to be keeping a hold of Enzo Maresca. This is the guy that we are going to hold on to. And yeah. You can complain all you want, and I'll still complain, because if you don't complain, then you're submitting. Do not submit, guys. Please. Whatever you do, just let your voices be heard. Like, you may be happy, you may be unhappy. And I think it's positive for both voices to come out. Like, I'm a big fan of agreeing to disagree, and I think you can have great conversations with people you disagree with. But I think generally speaking, most fans are united on the fact that Maresca is not good enough. Yeah, I mean, I know. In fact, I spoke to Tony. For those of you who don't know Tony, I mean, I'm not going to show his face. I don't have a picture off the top of my head. But there's a famous pub outside Chelsea, outside Stamford Bridge, called Connaught. And anyway, he runs it. And yeah, I said goodbye to him before the game. I said, "You're right, Tony." And he said, I left after the second goal, Alex. I can't watch it. I can't watch it, mate. It's not good. He said, I don't feel connected to any of the players that I'm watching. This team is just worthless, like no mentality whatsoever. And part of me was like, well, come on, mate. You can't leave before the halfway line. You can't leave before half time, surely. But, I mean, he did. And there's a lot of people that did that as well. I remember 40 minutes gone, so many people walking into the concourse from the stadium because they don't want to watch what's in front of them. But listen, there's different types of fans all over. Personally, I always strive to be a fan that stays until the end. I've had one game where I didn't do that, which was Southampton this season. I just couldn't watch it. We won 4-0 and I was so bored. I was so bored. I couldn't fucking watch it. It was so bad. But apart from that, I've stayed for all of them. So I give myself credit for that. Like, I don't appreciate the style of football, and I know some people don't. Just try and stay, try and hang in with the club. Like, you have days where you obviously mentally feel drained, but you'll feel so good if we do come out of the other side on top. You will feel good. You'll feel great. Guys, we've got over 70 of you in the chat. Let's get straight up to 70 likes on the video. Let me know how many likes we're on at the moment. I have no idea what we're on, but let's get straight up to 70 likes on the video. Let me know in the chat what we're on, and big up to everyone that's watching. I really appreciate your support. Appreciate everyone tuning in. And listen, if you still have hope for this club, I respect you. I'm not one of those people that's going to say that you're a disgrace because you trust Enzo Maresca. I mean, there might be times where I get a bit emotional and I speak in that fashion, but ultimately you're entitled to your opinion, as am I. And I personally think the guy's not good enough. That's where I stand on it. I think he's not good enough. I don't think he's cut from the same cloth as any of the managers we've hired. I don't think that he has the experience to be able to dive on in order to save his job. I don't see how he turns the situation around. When has he ever turned a club around at any level? He got sacked from Parma. He left Leicester after one season. What are we back in here, guys? What is the yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. We've got 43 likes according to Tom. Let's get that back up to 70, guys. Keep me posted in the chat as well. Smash that like button. Big up to all of you. Says I want to slap most of these players. Oh, do you know what we have to watch? Oh my god. Possibly the funniest fan cam I've ever done in my life. I don't know why I found it so funny. I fucking love this fan cam. You know, Father is the best person that I interview. I'll be totally honest. He's my favorite. Some of the stuff he comes out with is just brilliant.
Bridge with Father. That was so bad.
Oh no, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. That's Ipswich. I'm talking about Brentford. It's just hilarious. If you haven't watched this fan cam, honestly, guys, you're missing out. He's only got 2.8k. I don't know how it hasn't got more because it's so funny.
We won at home and we've drawn here, so improvement all in all. But the game itself, I can't help but feel slightly underwhelmed again, and I feel like that's.
If I'm on a gun shop right now, or go to gunsammo.com, you know who I shoot first? Invert sexuals. That's number one target. Invert ass kissers. That's number two. Invert dick riders. That's number three. Maresca uckers, number four. Maresca's ass kissers, number 5. 6. Bootlickers, whatever. 7. Fucking oh god, no. 1v1 demon, 1v1 Madueke on the right hand side. No, there's plenty of Madueke stands anyway in our fan base, but
hold that thought. I will come back to that.
Apparently, yeah, he's so good. What's the end product? Nothing. Who else? Fucking hell, there's so many of them. Oh, okay. Clear like sexuals, clear like ass kissers, clear like dick riders. Who else though? Fucking Win Stanley Uckers, Win Stanley Sexuals, Win Stanley Dick Riders, Win Stanley fucking Ass Kissers. Boy, that's 14 total. That's literally almost the whole 25-man team that I want to kill though. Honestly, it's a joke thing. That's the Champions League football. It's not. Apparently they overachieve. Of course they overachieve because other teams look shit. We don't look shit. We've had the worst season than Nottingham Forest. We've had the worst season than Aston Villa, and they're in the quarterfinals of the Champions League against PSG in the next few days. We've had the worst season. Apparently Arsenal gets Real Madrid. It's a fucking. It's like you seeing someone in a strip club. Oh look, there's a fucking hot chick from Thailand, and then you, oh look at me, please suck my dick, please kiss my dick and that. I'm like, just calm yourself down. It's like it's a fucking 90-minute football, regardless. Calm yourself down, lower your dicks, know your place, relax. There's a reason why we play Conference League football. Of course, it's that we have to win it, but fucking hell, man. Like I want to punch up some of you, you know. I want to slap the ass of some of you.
Anyway. Calm yourself down. Lower your dicks. Fucking love this guy. I'm one-dimensional. I don't blame the players. I blame the players all the time last season. So it's just not true, is it? Like I blame the players. Oh God. Well, let's. I mean, if I'm not wrong, Lewis asked me about this, and I said to him that it was the players. I said the players aren't good enough. So,
how does this make sense to you when you see it as Pochettino?
Oh, I'm not defending that decision. I'm not defending that at all. I just think, personally, I think
we're 10th in March and you're still defending the manager.
Worst last season. That's the way I see it.
Way worse players. We have a better squad. So what is making you...
Like, people say we had a better squad. I disagree with that again. And I said this as well. I said, I'm sure I said the players.
Pochettino, still.
But Lewis, we're going to have this debate.
No, tell me, what is making you Pochettino?
Mate, if we sack Poch, I think we're just going to have the same cycle again. My belief
We haven't
is
even
that
started our cycle.
my belief is that under Abramovich, if he would have done the same thing with better players, it would work. So I agree with you on that. I agree.
Exactly, you wouldn't have lasted to Christmas.
I agree.
So why keep him to March?
Because the players aren't good enough. They're not. We're not. I don't think we're.
Hold that, mate. Fucking hold that. There's my receipt. Watering can. Hold that. Without further ado, I've proved myself to be correct. We're in the same cycle. It's not getting better, and it hasn't got better, has it? So, hate to say I'm right, but I'm right. So there you go. Watering can. I've proved my innocence. So I am. So I remember these. I remember what I'm saying. I don't just say these things. I believe what I'm saying. I genuinely believe it. There's some people who don't believe the things that come out. I remember pretty much the majority of fan cams I've done. I've done a couple of them. I've been a little bit pissed. Fair enough. Not ideal, but I have done it. But that particular game, I was sharp and I knew exactly what I was talking about. And yeah, we don't have Abramovich, and that means when you sack managers, it's probably not going to be the same because you don't have your Cantes, you don't have Diego Costa, you don't have Drogba, you don't have Lampard. You don't have those guys. You're stuck with Dewsbury Hall and Robert Sanchez, tossing Wesley Fofana, who's never available. Jadon Sancho, well, he's not been signed. Maybe not him. Madueke. Yeah, you think you're going to win a title with that? All right, mate. Cheers. Listen, guys, I'm off. So there you go. Appreciate your time. Like the video, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I cannot wait to hear what anyone. But do you know what? I honestly hope that we win against Warsaw. I really do. But I'd love to hear what people have to say after that win. I mean, are people going to be celebrating that? What's going on there? Anyway, let's catch up soon, guys. All the best, and enjoy the rest of your evenings.